Johnny Carson remains one of the most important figures in television history. For many years, his famous program, The Tonight Show, was a place where audiences went to laugh, relax, and watch unforgettable conversations with the biggest celebrities in the world. Carson had a special talent that made people feel comfortable the moment they sat beside him. He could be funny without trying too hard, and he knew how to make even the most nervous guests open up. Over time, viewers noticed something interesting whenever certain women appeared on the show. Carson, who was normally calm and confident, sometimes seemed surprised, shy, or even slightly nervous around them. These moments became part of television history because audiences could see genuine chemistry instead of a perfectly planned interview. The women who stood out on the show were not remembered only because they were beautiful. Their charm, confidence, humor, intelligence, and personality made them unforgettable. They knew how to control the room without forcing attention onto themselves. Some were elegant and soft-spoken, while others were playful and full of energy. Each woman brought something different to stage, and that variety made Carson's show exciting for viewers. During an era when Hollywood stars often seemed larger than life, these appearances gave audiences a chance to see celebrities in a more natural and personal way. Fans could watch their favorite actresses laugh, tell stories, tease Carson, or share honest thoughts about their lives and careers. Those conversations created moments that people still talk about decades later. The women who appeared on the show represented different generations and different styles of beauty, but all of them had something special that made audiences pay attention. Carson understood that beauty alone was not enough to create a memorable television moment. What mattered most was presence, personality, and the ability to connect with people watching at home. That is why many of these interviews continue to feel timeless even today. Viewers were not simply watching glamorous movie stars. They were watching real personalities shine through the screen, and that made the experience feel genuine and unforgettable for millions of people across America and around the world. Point with the women who left a lasting impression on audiences was Doris Day. She represented a classic Hollywood style that combined beauty with warmth and kindness. By the time she appeared on Carson's show, she was already famous for her successful movies and music career. But what surprised many viewers was how natural and relatable she seemed during the interview. Instead of acting distant or overly glamorous, Doris Day spoke in a calm and friendly way that immediately made people feel comfortable. Carson clearly respected her, and their conversation felt more genuine than formal. One of the most memorable parts of her appearance was when she talked honestly about becoming nervous about performing again after stepping away from music for some time. That honesty made audiences connect with her on a deeper level because it showed that even major stars experience fear and self-doubt. Carson listened carefully and allowed her personality to shine rather than try and control the conversation. Doris Day's gentle nature became one of the reasons viewers admired her so much. She was not trying to impress anyone with dramatic stories or loud behavior. Instead, she relied on sincerity, kindness, and authenticity. Her love for animals and her peaceful lifestyle also added to the image people already had of her as someone truly genuine. During a time when many celebrities focused heavily on image and publicity, Doris Day appeared refreshingly simple and honest. Audiences appreciated that because it made her feel real instead of untouchable. Her beauty was undeniable, but people remembered her for more than appearance alone. She carried herself with grace and humility, qualities that made her even more attractive in the eyes of viewers. Carson's relaxed attitude around her also helped create a warm atmosphere that audiences enjoyed watching. Their interaction felt natural rather than rehearsed, which made the interview memorable years later. Doris Day's appearance on the show became an example of how true beauty often comes from personality and character as much as physical appearance. Even decades later, many fans still remember her as one of the most elegant and lovable women to ever sit beside Johnny Carson on television. Another unforgettable guest on Carson's show was Angie Dickinson, who brought a completely different kind of energy to the stage. Unlike Doris Day's soft and calm personality, Angie Dickinson appeared confident, playful, and full of charm from the moment she walked out. Her chemistry with Johnny Carson quickly became one of the most entertaining parts of her interviews because the two enjoyed teasing each other in a natural and relaxed way. Viewers could sense that Carson genuinely enjoyed her company, and that made their conversations feel exciting and unpredictable. Angie Dickinson did not need to demand attention because her confidence naturally attracted it. She spoke with ease, smiled often, and carried herself with a level of maturity that audiences admired. Carson seemed especially comfortable around her, which allowed the interviews to flow smoothly without awkward pauses or forced jokes. One thing that made Angie stand out was her ability to balance glamour with humor. She could appear elegant one moment, and then suddenly make the audience laugh with a playful comment the next. That combination made her feel both sophisticated and approachable at the same time. Many actresses during that era were known mainly for their looks, but Angie Dickinson showed viewers that personality could make someone even more attractive. She was quick-witted, intelligent, and clearly aware of how to control the mood of the conversation. Carson responded positively to that energy, often smiling or laughing during their exchanges. Their chemistry created moments that felt spontaneous, which audiences loved because they seemed real instead of carefully scripted. Viewers enjoyed seeing Carson slightly challenged by someone who could match his humor and confidence so naturally. Angie Dickinson also represented a changing image of women in Hollywood during that period. She appeared independent, self-assured, and comfortable with herself, qualities that made her stand out from many traditional actresses of earlier decades. Her appearances on the show became memorable not only because of her beauty, but because of the lively atmosphere she created every time she sat down with Carson. Even years later, many fans still remember her interviews as some of the most entertaining and charming conversations in the history of the program because she brought both elegance and personality together so effortlessly. When Bo Derek appeared on Johnny Carson's show, she represented a new style of Hollywood beauty that was becoming extremely popular at the time. After the success of her movie 10, audiences across America became fascinated with her image, and many people were curious to see what she would be like during a live interview. Carson understood the excitement surrounding her appearance, and there was already a sense of anticipation before she even stepped onto the stage. What surprised many viewers, however, was how calm and soft-spoken she seemed once the conversation began. Instead of acting overly dramatic or trying to appear larger than life, Bo Derek carried herself in a quiet and composed manner that contrasted with the intense media attention surrounding her at the time. This difference between public image and personal behavior made her even more interesting to audiences. Carson himself appeared slightly nervous during moments of the interview, something viewers rarely saw because he was normally very controlled and confident. That subtle nervousness added charm to the conversation and made the interaction feel genuine. Bo Derek's beauty was obvious, but her relaxed attitude became the quality that many people remembered most. She did not try to dominate the spotlight or force attention toward herself. Instead, she answered questions naturally and allowed her personality to speak for itself. That approach created a softer and more personal atmosphere that audiences enjoyed watching. Many viewers expected a glamorous Hollywood personality focused only on image, but Bo Derek came across as thoughtful and grounded. Carson responded well to that calm energy, allowing the interview to develop naturally instead of rushing through prepared questions. Her appearance also reflected how beauty standards in Hollywood were beginning to change during that era. Bo Derek represented a modern image of confidence and independence, while still remaining approachable to viewers at home. The interview showed that someone could be both admired and relatable at the same time. Years later, fans still remember her appearance because it revealed more than simply physical beauty. It showed poise, quiet confidence, and the ability to remain comfortable under enormous public attention. Those qualities helped make her one of the most memorable women to ever appear beside Johnny Carson on late-night television, one of the most respected and admired women to appear on Carson's show was Raquel Welch, whose presence immediately commanded attention whenever she entered a room. For many years, Hollywood promoted her as one of the world's most beautiful women, but her interviews with Johnny Carson proved that she had much more to offer than appearance alone. During their conversations, Raquel Welch came across as intelligent, thoughtful, and completely comfortable with herself. She answered questions confidently and never appeared intimidated by the attention she received from audiences or the media. Carson seemed especially relaxed around her, and the two shared a smooth conversational rhythm that made viewers feel as though they were watching two old friends talking rather than a formal television interview. One reason audiences connected with Raquel Welch was because she openly acknowledged the way Hollywood viewed her, while also showing that she refused to let that image define her entire identity. She understood the power of beauty in the entertainment industry, but she also wanted people to recognize her intelligence, discipline, and professionalism. That balance made her fascinating to watch. Carson often smiled during their exchanges because she was able to respond quickly and intelligently to his humor, rather than simply accepting compliments about her looks. She frequently guided conversations toward deeper topics related to work, life, and public expectations. This gave audiences a more complete view of who she really was as a person. Her confidence never appeared arrogant. Instead, it felt calm and natural, which made viewers admire her even more. Raquel Welch also represented a period in Hollywood when women were beginning to challenge traditional stereotypes placed upon actresses. She showed that someone could embrace glamour while still demanding respect for their intelligence and talent. Her ability to combine beauty with strength became one of the reasons her interviews remained memorable for so many people. Carson appreciated guests who could carry a conversation naturally, and Raquel Welch clearly possessed that ability. Their interviews felt lively without becoming chaotic, thoughtful without becoming boring, and entertaining without relying on unnecessary drama. Even decades later, her appearances are remembered as examples of how charisma, intelligence, and self-confidence can create unforgettable television moments that continue to impress audiences long after the original broadcast ended. Among all the legendary women who appeared on Carson's show, few carried the same level of timeless elegance as Sophia Loren. From the moment she walked onto stage, audiences could feel her presence immediately. She possessed a unique combination of beauty, confidence, grace, and international charm that made her impossible to ignore. Unlike some celebrities who relied heavily on dramatic personalities, Sophia Loren remained calm and natural while still completely capturing the attention of everyone watching. Her accent, expressions, and storytelling style added warmth and personality to every conversation she had with Carson. During interviews, she often shared personal stories in a relaxed and sincere way that made audiences feel connected to her. Carson himself appeared especially respectful whenever speaking with her, often listening carefully while she talked rather than interrupting with constant jokes. That dynamic showed how much admiration he had for her both as an actress and as a person. Sophia Loren's confidence was one of the qualities viewers found most attractive because it never seemed forced. She did not appear desperate for attention or approval. Instead, she simply carried herself with comfort and dignity, allowing her natural personality to shine through. This made her seem both glamorous and approachable at the same time. Many viewers considered her one of the greatest examples of classic Hollywood elegance because she represented sophistication without becoming distant from the audience. Carson's interviews worked best when guests felt authentic, and Sophia Loren brought authenticity effortlessly. Her beauty was undeniable, but people remember the warmth in her voice, the calm confidence in her attitude, and the intelligence behind her stories. She proved that true elegance comes from feeling secure in who you are rather than trying too hard to impress others. Her appearances also reflected a period when international movie stars were becoming major influences in American entertainment culture. Sophia Loren brought a different style and energy compared to traditional Hollywood actresses, which helped make her interviews feel fresh and memorable. Decades later, many fans still consider her one of the most captivating women ever to appear on Johnny Carson's stage because she combined timeless beauty with genuine personality in a way that felt effortless and unforgettable. Another unforgettable presence on Johnny Carson's stage was Ann-Margret, whose appearances often felt more like full performances than ordinary celebrity interviews. From the moment she stepped onto the set, her energy changed the atmosphere of the entire show. Unlike some guests who simply answered questions and shared stories, Ann-Margret brought excitement, movement, and entertainment wherever she went. She was known for her singing, dancing, and lively personality, and Carson understood very quickly that audiences loved watching her take control of the stage. During several appearances, she performed musical numbers, joked with Carson, and interacted with the crowd in ways that made viewers feel like they were watching a special live event instead of a regular late-night conversation. One of the reasons audiences admired Ann-Margret so much was because she combined glamour with talent. She did not rely only on beauty to capture attention. Instead, She used her voice, humor, confidence, and stage presence to create memorable television moments. Carson often stepped back and allowed her personality to lead the segment because he knew she could entertain naturally. That level of trust from a host as experienced as Carson said a great deal about her abilities. Viewers also appreciated how fearless she seemed in front of cameras and live audiences. She moved with confidence, laughed easily, and brought a sense of fun that made people smile. Her chemistry with Carson felt playful and relaxed, which helped create a warm atmosphere on the show. At a time when many celebrities carefully protected their public image, Ann-Margret appeared spontaneous and energetic, qualities that made her feel genuine to viewers. Her beauty certainly attracted attention, but it was her lively spirit that people remembered most after the interviews ended. She represented a style of entertainment that combined old Hollywood glamour with live performance energy, making her one of the most exciting guests Carson ever welcomed. Years later, fans still talk about her appearances because they captured something special that modern talk shows often struggle to recreate. There was a sense of unpredictability and excitement whenever she appeared on stage. Audiences never knew exactly what she might do next, and that made every interview feel fresh and entertaining. Her appearances became a reminder that true television magic often happens when a guest brings authenticity, talent, and fearless energy together in one unforgettable moment. When Elizabeth Taylor appeared on Johnny Carson's show, the atmosphere